My video today was going to be another one about TV. It was going to be another AB Talks TV video, but then I realized I've done like 3 of those in a row and I need to shut the fuck up. I'm not going to be shutting the fuck up because this is just going to be another video of me yapping, but I will be shutting the fuck up about TV. I realized that it's been like a hot minute since my very first video on this channel ever was like facts about me while I do my makeup video, and it's been like a hot minute, like multiple years since I did that video. And so I feel like that could be fun. Maybe I could reintroduce myself to you people, especially since like a lot of you haven't been here the whole time, you know? I'm pretty sure I had like 30 subscribers when I posted that video. So I'm gonna do my makeup and just talk about myself. 2 of my favorite things. That's actually a straight up lie. I hate talking about myself. So that's fact number 1. My actual like worst enemy in the entire world was in school when they made you do icebreakers and they were like, what's a fun fact about yourself? No, actually. See, if I had been really smart, I would have perhaps written down some facts about myself. But I did not. My thing is that here's a fact about me, is that I almost never write anything down because I'm always convinced I'm gonna remember it. I'm always like, oh, I don't need to write that down, I'll remember. And I seldom ever remember it. I'd say a good 90% of the time I do forget and go, wow, I should have written that down. And yet I never learn from that mistake. And I do always insist on not writing things down. I'm out of my good eyebrow products that I like to use, and so now I'm just winging it with eyeshadow. And it's not the worst I've ever done, but hasn't been great. I've been doing this for like a week now. I know the lighting in here is kind of horrible. I was kind of relying on natural lighting, and the sun seems to have gone behind a cloud, so. We'll start with like the super duper basics. My name is Anna Violett, Violett being my last name, not my middle name. I feel like that's a common misconception. Common misconception amongst like my small following. Oh, there's way more foundation than I meant to put on there. Awesome. My middle name is the same as like 90% of other white women in my age range's middle name. My hint is it starts with an M. Not that it's like a big secret what my middle name is, but like I really do think you can guess. I don't hate my middle name or anything, I just never really think about it. It never really comes up. Sometimes I think the concept of a middle name is so funny, like, yeah, I have a second name that's a secret. Like, I picked at this pimple, I'm a chronic pimple popper, and so now I have some fun little scars on my forehead that I'm hoping and praying will go away. It's okay, I usually have bangs, so it just... I was born and raised in Vermont. Watching this back, I'm realizing I completely got distracted and lost the point of why I even brought this up. I was gonna say, my favorite season of all time is easily fall. It's my favorite season. I yearn for it when it's not around, and I think a lot of it has to do with growing up in New England, because New England does fall the best. Like, Vermont is, I mean, all of New England, but Vermont is known for its fall foliage. Like, it's just like, fall in Vermont and in New England in general is like a whole other thing. It's an experience, and I love every second of it. And it's also like Halloween's my favorite holiday, and that time of year is just like my favorite in the entire world. And I hate summer passionately, which I've talked about multiple times on this channel, so I won't get into, but that was the reason I brought this up to begin with. I love New England, I love Vermont, I talk a lot of shit, I do, and I'm always talking about how I want to get out, but like at the end of the day I know that I am always going to end up back here, you know what I mean? I just did my makeup in the wrong order. Usually I do my contour before my concealer, whatever. Every single time I make a video, I do my makeup in the wrong order because I'm distracted. But anyway, no matter how much shit I talk, I do really love Vermont, and I do think, like, no matter how far I go or how many times I leave, it's where I'm gonna end up at the very end, you know? I just want to experience other stuff first. But yes, my headband did used to be a scrunchie, if you could tell. I don't know what occurred, I don't know what happened to it, I don't know why it's all stretched out like that, but now, anytime I cannot locate my other headband, I just use this as a headband to do my makeup because I'm innovative like a Boy Scout. There's another fact for you. I have one biological sibling, an older brother, and he's my very best friend in the whole world. He's 3 years older than me, and we've always been best friends. As far as other siblings go, again, I technically only have the one, but I do have 2 people that I consider my siblings and refer to as my siblings. Neither of them are related to me by blood or by marriage, technically, but okay. One of them is my brother's high school best friend who lived with us for like many years. Like, they still live together, but lived with us for many years, and so it's just, it feels like a sibling, you know what I mean? And then the other one being technically kind of a cousin, not by blood still, but like technically kind of a cousin, but again lived with me for a couple years, and we just like, I don't know, they are my siblings, you know what I mean? It's just easier to say that they are my siblings than to explain who they are to me, because I refer to them as my siblings and they feel like my siblings. Like, those are my siblings, you know what I mean? Cousin, her kids refer to me as their aunt, and like I call them my nieces. It's just a lot easier to be like, yeah, these are my siblings, than like get into the whole thing. I was raised by a single disabled mother. My father has not been a part of my life since I was like around 10, 11. So my mom raised 2 kids by herself, like the badass that she is. She has CP, which is cerebral palsy, for those of you who don't know, and she has had it her whole life. I guess I'm an artist. I don't know, I feel like all of my hobbies my whole life have consisted of creation and art of some kind, and by no means a professional in any way, shape, or form, but I do enjoy it thoroughly, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. I've been drawing, especially ever since I could hold a pencil. I think I'm all right at it. I've never like, I'm entirely self-taught, so like there's definitely things I could learn, but I think for being self-taught, I'm all right. I've recently been getting into, because I'm usually just like a single pencil kind of artist, you know what I mean? At least when it comes to drawing, but I've been trying to work in using colored pencils and acrylic markers into some of that. And also I want to get back into painting, because I had a small stint where I was like working on getting better at painting, and then I just kind of dropped it, and I would really like to get back into it. I also I love a good craft. I also love makeup. Again, not like the best at it, but I enjoy it, and that's what matters. I love especially, okay, Halloween's my favorite holiday ever, and I love doing like makeup looks for that and turning myself into my favorite characters and stuff like that. Like, I think cosplay is super cool. I've never like fully gotten into it outside of like October, but I really do think it's so cool. And I think the people who do it are so cool. And I would like to get into it more, but at least around Halloween, I go hard, okay? And I really enjoy that. I just put on so much blush by accident, but that's okay. It's not blush blindness if I did it on purpose. Plus, we're gonna put powder on anyway, so it's okay. I'm also not going anywhere today, so if my makeup looks a little crazy, it's fine. I don't know what to do with my eyes. I don't know what I want to do. Oh, this video is already so long, and I feel like I've said nothing about myself of interest at all. For literally all of my life, genuinely, as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be an actress. It's what I want to do with my life. It's a little hard when you live in the middle of nowhere and have 0 connections of any kind, but it is my dream. I would also love to do the behind the camera stuff of filmmaking. I think all of it's super interesting, and I'm like enamored by everything that goes into making like movies and TV, and so I would love to be behind the camera as well. I'm also a writer, and I'm currently working on a novel, but I've been working on it for literally like 3 years, and I've started over like so many times because I'm annoying and a perfectionist, and like every time something even slightly irritates me, I just start over. Girl, edit at the end. I don't know. Like, and I've also written a couple of short films. It's just mostly figuring out the logistics of like making them virtually on my own that I'm having trouble with, and I really just need to lock in on that, because I don't know, I would really like to realize some of my ideas, you know what I mean? Oh, for any of you at all interested in astrology, I am a Taurus sun, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. May Taurus, if that helps. I think astrology is so cool. I really do, and I think people who hate on astrology are just boring and want to be different so bad. But I admittedly don't know a whole lot about astrology. Like, I think it's sick and awesome. I just haven't taken the time to look into it fully past like my big 3, you know what I mean? I like can't stand people who make their entire personality hating things that are popular. Like, God, it must be so miserable to be you at that point. Like, why are you so dead set on being miserable and sad? Like, you want to be different that badly? But at the end of the day, you're not even that different, because there's a whole big group of you who just hate on anything that's popular and make it their whole personality to be like, I'm groggy and different. And you're just not, actually. It's like the same people who complain about their favorite songs blowing up on TikTok. Like, oh no, music is trending on the music trending app. And it's always like artists that have over 1 million listeners already. Like, it's not like it was some underground niche artist. That was a strange tangent that I did not mean to go on, but facts about me, I guess. With the whole wanting to be an actress and loving like the behind the scenes part of all of it, I love movies and TV so much, and it's 90% of what I talk about, including on this app. I have a whole series, which I mentioned at the beginning if you're new here, that I call AV Talks TV, where I just yap about TV shows. And it brings me great deals of joy. My favorite TV show of all time is Psych. I know a lot of you will have probably seen it, but if you haven't, you need to get on it. You have to go watch it. You really just do. If you're gonna be here, you gotta go watch it. I've seen it like an ungodly number of times. I will recommend it every single chance that I get ever. I'll be so honest and be the first one to say that I have no idea what I'm doing with my life currently. I am. Am I a fully grown adult? Yeah, for sure. Should my frontal lobe be developed? Absolutely, as of this year. However, I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I feel very lost and stuck in life, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm in my 20s. This is the time for that. That's what I have to keep trying to remind myself. But God, I feel a little crazy. I feel a little bit like an animal experiencing zoochosis right now. I'm about to look insane with this, so let's speed through this part because I'm gonna look cuckoo bananas. I have suffered from various mental health issues my entire life. I mentioned that specifically because some of my content, a good portion of my content, is about mental health and me talking about my mental health struggles and how it's affected me. And I do that mostly because like I want to help other people feel more like they have someone and like that they're not alone in these situations. Basically, I know when I was at the height of these issues, and even now, I'm always looking for like people I look up to or creators that are going through similar things and understand it. So I talk about stuff like that all the time, and also because it's just like good to talk about it, you know, normalize it, normalize the struggles so that people feel less alone. And I also am in recovery from eating disorders, and I talk a lot about being in recovery and the effect that bulimia had on my teeth, because again, I felt very alone in the height of that, and I would hate for any of you to feel alone in that, because you're not alone and it happens to people all the time, every day. How did that happen? This will look less crazy later too, I promise. I'm at the state in my makeup right now where everything just looks a little crazy and I have to make sure it all calms down. I look like I have no mascara on. I swear I put mascara on. My eyelashes are just perfectly straight and point down and they're so short, and I got the wrong kind of mascara for my eyelashes without like reading it because I just was in a rush, and so it just like basically does nothing. I'm often too lazy to put on lashes, so oh shoot, I didn't put on powder, and I like to do that before mascara because otherwise it gets like in my mascara. I told you, I do everything in the wrong order. Propaganda I'm not falling for is people saying that you shouldn't be putting mascara on your bottom lashes. I don't care. I'm never gonna stop doing it. You can tell me it doesn't look good all you want. I don't care. What else? I'm a very stereotypical purple person. You know, there's all those memes about like people whose favorite color is purple and how it's like their whole personality, and then like they can't be normal about it. That's unfortunately true. It's unfortunately true. I'm currently working on building my like mostly monochromatic wardrobe. Like I want my almost all of the clothes that I own to be purple. Because okay, my favorite color has been purple for literally as long as I can remember, and I often have gone overboard with it, and all of the stuff that I own is purple, but I didn't own a lot of purple clothes because people always told me that I didn't look as good in purple as I looked in blue. And so I made all of my clothes blue, but it's just like I don't care anymore. Like I want it to be the color that makes me happy. Not that I don't like blue, because I do. And I do look better in blue, but purple brings me joy, and so I did used to have purple hair, a couple different shades, because that's another fact about me is I used to dye my hair a lot. I've had many a different hair color. But I decided to go back to my natural hair because I wanted to heal my wave pattern and just heal my hair in general. I blow dried it straight, that's why it looks like this. Or I attempted to blow dry it straight, I was really lazy about it. But I do have naturally wavy hair, and so I wanted to heal my wave pattern, so I went back to my natural hair color. And I do really like having brown hair, but I do miss having purple hair so goddamn bad, and so I'm changing my hair soon, but not my whole head. not my whole head, because I still want my hair to be healthy and I like the brown. You'll see. It's happening this week, so my next video might be me dyeing my hair. But yeah, very stereotypical purple person. Purple. This looks blue, but I swear it's purple nail polish. Purple. Again, my chair is purple. I don't know if you can't see that. I feel like this video was not actually very informative as far as getting to know me. Okay, rapid fire, I guess. At the very end, some random facts. I've had a few near-death experiences, one of which being asleep in my house while it was rapidly filling with smoke and burning to the ground. That was very scary. I now have some fun little fire-related PTSD. I haven't used a lighter since. I can't have candles. Anytime the fire alarm goes off, I will not be okay. That was when I was 16, so like almost 10 years ago now, which is very crazy. Another one being a kidney infection. Don't hold your pee, kids. Like, what do you mean you're too depressed to clean your room? Like, I was too depressed to get out of my bed and pee. And I got a kidney infection, and it was bad. That was a while ago, sorry. I'm okay. What else? I am what some may refer to as a Garfield enthusiast. I have quite the collection. Well, I have like the poor man's collection. Because collecting is a privileged hobby, and I feel like people don't acknowledge that enough. Like, it's very much a privileged hobby, and like the amount of stuff that you own doesn't reflect how much you enjoy that stuff. Like, having a bigger collection does not make you the bigger fan. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, maybe that's it. Not the most interesting video in the world, but now you know some stuff about me. I feel closer to you. Don't you feel closer to me? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope you maybe want to stay. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next Monday.